Happy Saturday, everybody. I have a recipe I'm going to make today, and I can't wait to make it. I made a bunch of cookies today because I don't know if you all had watched my Joy video from the other night, but that little boy came ringing my doorbell wanting to know if I made any cookies, so I made some chocolate cookies today. They're sitting over there cooling. But I went and looked through that Cane Creek cookbook again, and I found the most interesting cake. This is called a Black Midnight Cake. I have never, ever heard of anything like this. Look at that, Black Midnight Cake. And I'll go ahead and put the recipe at the end like I always do. And I always put the metric equivalents too, just in case anybody needs those. But this is called a Black Midnight Cake. Now, before I start making this, I want to tell y'all something. You know those lemon squares I made the other day, that video? I made a video and it was like 22 minutes long because I was just talking during the whole time. Now I know that some of you say that you love to hear me talk, but let me tell you, by the time I got done listening to that and watching it back, I got tired of hearing my own self talking. So I didn't put that video out there. I cut it down to like a 4-minute video instead of 22 minutes. Oh my goodness, that's way too long. Way too much talking. So we're going to get right down to it, and I will be talking through this one, and we're going to make this cake. I've never seen anything like this before. Here, let me put this down here so you can all see what I got working on my countertop here. So this calls for, among other things, and it says preheat your oven to 350, which I've already done, and you can cook this in either 2 9-inch cake pans, or it's at the very end it says, or a 13 by 9 pan. Don't we call that a 9 by 13 pan now? Remember, this was published in a 1992 church cookbook, and I'm sure that these recipes are probably a bit older than that. Now, before we go any further, I need to adjust myself. I don't like seeing all these wrinkles, but it is what it is. I don't like seeing wrinkles on my face, but they're there too. All right, here we go. So this recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of shortening. So I've got my trusty Crisco here, and I was just getting out a 1/4 cup of it. So let me get that all put in there. The reason I'm getting this all out like this, I want to get this off my countertop and give me some more room. That looks like a 1/4 cup to me. There you have it, 1/4 cup. Maybe it's a little bit too much. There we go. Now what this says to do is get all these ingredients together and stick them all in the bowl all at once. So that's what I'm fixing to do. Let me get rid of this knife over here. So what do we need first? Let me get this out of the way. 2 1/4 cups of cake flour. So that's what I have here. Swan's Down cake flour. Is there any other kind? If there is, I don't know. All right. 2 1/4 cups of cake flour. Now, I like to work with smaller cups. This is a 1/4 cup, so I'll get that 1/4 cup in there first. Now, we got our 2 1/4 cups of cake flour. Let me put that up. And then it calls for 1 2/3 cup of sugar. Don't you think that's just a very strange increment? I love this recipe. Now, I'm going to say one more thing here about my appearance. See these glasses? I know, somebody pointed out that I'm constantly pushing my glasses up and I may need to get them adjusted, but I'm here to tell you, these are readers. There's no adjusting these. They're cheap, and maybe that's why they keep sliding down my nose. But I looked at myself back in, okay, I'm gonna put this 1 2/3 cups of sugar in here. I looked back at a video that I was doing. Now there's the 2/3. And I'm constantly pushing up my glasses, like right now. They just slide down, and there's nothing I can do about it but push them back up. And I'm sorry if that annoys you. It annoyed me watching it. So, boy, I need to get me some more sugar. I'm just about out. That's what happens when you cook a lot. It says, measure all ingredients into a large mixing bowl. That's what I'm doing. So, it needs 2/3 cup of cocoa. Okay, I got my 2/3 cup of cocoa. I got rid of that generic brand. There's nothing wrong with generic. I just wanted to make sure I used the real deal in this so I could see if it made a difference in the taste. Now what? 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. So there's You ever have a well-used box of baking soda? Get a teaspoon out. There's a teaspoon. And now what? 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Clabber girl. And 1 1/4 cups of water. Okay. Let me get my water going on it. What am I supposed to do once I get all this in here? Once I get that all in there, I'm supposed to blend 1 to 2 minutes on low. So I'm assuming a beater. Scraping constantly. So let me get my beater bars out here. Now, it's not that I don't trust the recipe, but sometimes when people write recipes down, they think in their minds, well, everybody knows that before you put in wet ingredients that you're supposed to mix up the dry ingredients. So maybe that's what was supposed to be implied in this recipe. So I've got me a little whisk, and I'm just gonna get all these dry ingredients incorporated before I put in any wet ingredients. All right, so now I think I'm just gonna take and make a little well in here, like I do when I make homemade biscuits. Look how fine that is. That is awesome. All right, I'm gonna make me a little bitty well in here. And now it calls for 2 eggs. Let me get that out of the way. So all I ever have is large eggs, so that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using. 2 large eggs. So I got my eggs in there. What else? 1 1/4 cups of water. Now I know, there it is. I got a measuring cup here. 1 1/4 cups. So I'm gonna take you with me over here to my messy sink that's full of dishes yet again. I just cleaned them up. You ever get in that shape? You get your kitchen all cleaned up and then it's all in a muck again? All right, there's 1 and I need a quarter. Okay, let me get this back over here. I used to stress about that, but life's about more than just instantly perfect kitchen. All right, I'll quit talking. 2 eggs, 1 1/4 cups of water, and what else? A teaspoon of vanilla. So notice I have a larger bottle of vanilla. I do have a Costco membership. I ought to go over there and get a great big like gallon of it. All right, now I'm gonna have to put the 1/4 cup of shortening in there. Let me put this down in here. And then it says to mix, blend 1 to 2 minutes on low, scraping the bowl constantly. And now it says beat 3 minutes on high for 3 minutes. All righty, here we go. We're gonna put this bad boy on high for 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes are up. This looks mighty good. So pretty, look at that. Okay, I have sprayed my pan with Pam baking spray. The recipe says to grease and flour your pans, and I just didn't feel like doing that today. Not that I've never done that before. You know I have, you've seen me. So I'm gonna scrape all this in here and then bake. Oh, that's interesting. If you're using 2 9-inch round pans, you bake it for 30 minutes, but if you use a 13 by 9, I love it how they say 13 by 9 instead of 9 by 13, 45 minutes. So, okay. Go ahead and stick this on over in the oven for 45 minutes. Okay, it's 10 after 6. It's been quite a while since I took this out of the oven. It's still just a little bit warm on the bottom. It's done because I tested it with a wooden toothpick and it came out clean. So now I'm going to cut it and give it a taste. Look how pretty. Kind of like a brownie. So, listen, can you hear that? So even if I did put powdered sugar on top, I wonder if it would just sit on top. So I have some cream cheese frosting here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on this cake. Hear that? kind of got a hard veneer on it. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on it. And now that I think about it, I think I left it in the oven too long. I think I did leave it in there for 45 minutes, but I'm thinking, because I don't know if you can see, let me get this over here. But look, can you see the edge there? It's kind of turned up, I think, and it came away from the pan. I think it was in there too long. So if you decide to make this, I would check it at 35 minutes. If you're making it in a 9x13 pan, check it at 35, because I think this was left in there too long. There we go. Cream cheese frosting on a chocolate cake. Oops. Yeah, it's a little dry. Definitely left it in the oven a little too long. So, Shirley Rochelle is the name of the lady that submitted this. Shirley, thank you. But I think 45 minutes is a bit much. So if you put it in a pan like this, 9x13, I would check it at 35 minutes. But yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty tasty. If you make it, let me know in the comments and let me know how it turned out for you. Or if you did anything different with it. See you next time. Make that.